Hey everybody, welcome out to Death Battle Cast, a very special episode. Our wonderful TD Mike is dealing with a new computer setup right now, and didn't hear Ben, who said to not start yet because Ben had to go run and grab something. So it's great. We're just gonna live on chair shot.
I knew the chair was going to be empty. I didn't think about how it would be the single on Ben.
Yeah, I know. I 100% knew this was coming. The only thing I'm surprised about is how we have not switched over to me yet. Hey, there we go.
All right.
Oh God, I'm sorry, guys. It's killing me. Welcome out to a very special episode of Death Battle Cast. Before we get things rolling, because Ben will be back in just a second, we have a request from our wonderful mods who work hard to give you a great chat experience. So if you guys are watching live currently, we realize what this episode has, and we're just going to need a moment for you guys to get the green boots out of your system, and then we're going to not do the green boot spam for the rest of the episode because it makes it very hard for our moderators to check the chat, okay?
No. Everybody should bring out the green boots. It is time.
So we're going to get it out of there. Right, we're going to get it out of our system now, Ben, is what's happening. So drop the boots in chat.
Entire thing is time for. Also, I don't know what happened to my green boot shirt. I can't find it. That's what I was trying to find when I was disappeared. I can't find it. I don't know what happened to it. Maybe
I found mine.
I'll have to find it.
Cut to me. I got it on.
Well, cool.
Look how proud.
I guess it's appropriate because
there we go. Yeah,
because it's time for the green boot to crush the other. I don't know where I'm going with that. Anyway,
Beetle to fucking
I don't know what happened. The show just kind of started. So welcome to the Death Battle Cast. Yes, we are doing Ben Tennyson versus Blue Beetle, specifically Jamie Reyes, right?
Yes.
Is his name? A version of Blue Beetle. Both possessors of some alien artifact that grants them crazy powers that at first they can't really control, but then eventually, hero's journey, haha, control the power, that kind of thing. Yes. If you are new to the Death Battle Cast, hello, welcome. Hope you have fun watching this. If you are looking for the deep dive analytical time to scale everything about Ben 10 and Blue Beetle, this is not the show you're looking for. This is just going to be us shooting the shit and yelling at each other for 60 minutes.
I don't know what you're talking about, Ben. I got the receipts for all I'm going to talk about.
Well, okay, good for you. I had like 30 minutes to double check some things this morning.
Well, Dragon gifted out 10 champion memberships, so thank you for that.
Well, thank you.
All right, boots are done, y'all. We got it out of our system. Now the mods need to be able to do the chat. Thank you for. I hope you had fun dropping the boots.
No more.
Now let's respect our mods,
or you'll get the boot.
Oh. Well, all right. So the way this usually works is two of us are going to be arguing for our respective characters, and it's up to the jury to vote on who wins. I will be arguing for Ben 10. I think just because my name is Ben.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Cool.
You said you could argue
Liam
for Ben.
will be arguing for Blue Beetle, I think because we all want revenge.
Yeah, let's see if you get it. Let's see if it happens today.
And the jury will be everybody else here. So Chad, Josh, and you all watching this live. If you aren't watching this live, we do this every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Time. And you can join in as well in the chat to let us know if we're missing anything regarding our characters that we're arguing for, or anything that you want to make sure we're arguing. We bring up.
Yeah,
because these characters
have.
Yes, these characters have a lot to talk about, and I mean, I'm going to do my best with Ben 10, but there's a bajillion different aliens to talk about, so who knows?
Also,
and there is one alien to talk
20
about.
Memberships. William just dropped 10 memberships. Y'all are getting nuts.
Whoa!
Awesome! Thank you so much for the support.
It has to be on purpose.
Thank y'all.
Okay, so
positive.
We also have a video to share with you later on in the show that I think you guys are going to like, but a little bit more on that later on.
Succession.
So let's go ahead and get this kicked off. Voice.
Ben, you should go first. Or I'll go first. I don't care. I just wanted to.
Oh my god.
Throw that out
Sure,
there.
I'll go first. I'll go
Okay,
first.
great.
Okay. So 60 seconds on the clock. Let's go.
So casual.
What are you doing?
Oh no.
This is performance art.
He's just gonna drop
Wow.
one thing.
This is some Maria Abramovich. He's just gonna say Alien X at the end.
Yeah, I know,
As if that fucking helped.
Well, Kage
Last
gifted 10
time.
memberships. Thank you, Kage.
Thank you, Kage.
And 10 only needs 10 seconds of an argument. I think that's what's happening.
Yeah.
And doesn't have a Kage of a chance because I know Kage means shadow. I think it means that. Or darkness.
Yes,
Oh wait, maybe it does? Okay, I'm good.
I'm pretty sure.
Or yeah. This is great. This is great.
Yeah, this is quality content right here.
This is
thanks
awesome.
again.
God.
If you're listening to the audio version, Ben's
Oh
just
my
been
God.
sitting here.
Are you guys ready to talk about ontology in a little bit?
Yeah, here it is.
Way big solos.
Yeah. I don't think he does. I have a disagreement. With that.
Well, naturally, you do. That's how this show works, Liam.
Why way big? I like way big, and he has some
Way
cool
big
feats.
is way more powerful than I thought he was.
yeah. I mean, he's strong. Yeah, he's like dwarf star. Anyways,
Okay, now your turn. 60 seconds on the
turn.
clock.
Yeah. So I want to introduce you guys to the Reach, which are a race and empire of intergalactic conquerors taking over the universe until they met the Guardians of the Universe. We're like, oh fuck, these Green Lanterns are really fucking tough. Let's devise some technology that specifically counters Green Lanterns and Kryptonians and magic users and God. And I mean God unironically here. And they created the Scarab tech. And the Scarab is a piece of xenotechnology that merges with its user, basically turns you into a mixture of Cyborg and Green Lantern. Blue Beetle is fucking insane. I had no idea about some of this stuff. Just get fucking ready. Like I can go through some of the stuff. Reality warping, denial of causality, shifting into different dimensions, has battled fucking everybody from DC. Alien X, it's the same story as with Green Lantern. It's fucked.
Wow. Okay. Very confident there.
Yeah.
So the reason why I say way big solos is
What
turns
is
out
way big?
So way big is, oh gosh, how do you pronounce the
big
species
alien.
name? It's the big one.
Big one.
Tokustar, I think is how you say
He's
it.
the one that
Tokustar,
stomped
something like that.
on Green Lantern and said, "Ew, I got." What does he say?
Stepped in loser.
Stepped in
Yeah,
loser.
or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So it's the big gray one with the fin, and it's the Ultraman monster,
Yeah.
basically.
Oh yeah, okay.
Tokusatsu.
Yeah. So way big is there are a couple of characters that appear throughout the show that are his species, and also Albedo turns into one as well. They are capable of shooting lasers that just destroy planets effortlessly. There's a moment where Pluto is destroyed by one, which not only does way big dodge, the laser reaches Pluto in a matter of seconds from Earth and obliterates it. So we're already talking about massively faster than light speeds and planetary destruction. Pluto is a small planet, obviously. I guess technically it's not a planet anymore. It was when this came out.
It's not a
At
planet.
this time, was this a planet or was it not?
I think it was a planet when this came out, but that doesn't
I was
matter.
biting my
There
tongue
is
so hard when you said it. I was like,
Not a good start.
there is another planet that a way big destroy, or a Tokustar, whatever it's called, destroys later on, or in another instance that is a much larger planet. It's called Proxima Centauri B. Obliterates with a single cosmic ray. Done. So already we're talking about destroying celestial objects, moving hundreds of times faster than light. There is a moment when Albedo's way big, or I guess it is way big, whatever, flies from outside the galaxy to Earth, which has to be millions of times the speed of light, if not at least over 10 million times the speed of light. So I'm not even getting to Alien X just yet, because I think there are plenty of aliens in Ben's arsenal that could counter what Reyes is bringing to the table here. Way Big is just a powerhouse. That's a very fast, very powerful powerhouse. But there's also obviously a bajillion other aliens to to bring into the equation who have very specific powers like time control, hacking abilities, etc., that kind of thing. And Ben doesn't have any limit to how many aliens he can jump to and how long it takes. This isn't little kid Ben on a camping trip. This is adult Ben when he's or teen adult Ben, young adult Ben when he's got control over the Omnitrix or the other ones that they became later. I forget what the last one is called. So he's got full control over all the aliens and no time limits and whatnot. So he could just jump between whatever alien he needs for any situation. And I think it's going to be very hard for Blue Beetle to be able to keep up with that kind of versatility.
So planet busting stuff. The Scarab, like in one of the first issues that Blue Beetle appears, mentions offhand that it has planet busting technology, and Jamie has to be like, no, I don't want to kill everybody. I don't want to do that. Because he's new to this technology. I disagree. I think that you could just skip to Alien X. Like the just the level of power and speed that we're dealing with is just not going to be countered by anybody. But it's not going to be countered by Alien X either. But at least it'll seem like there's a fight with Alien X. I think that actually just to address what you said about him having all of these different aliens. I mean, that's great, but it counters the same problem that he did with Green Lantern, which is that, yeah, Ben has all of these different abilities, which he can switch to different aliens to get. But by switching to an alien, he loses the powers of the alien he currently has. Yeah, he can switch between them quickly, but ultimately there is still like an amount of time there that involves him not having a power that he just had. Green Lantern didn't have that because he could just do whatever he wanted at any time. Blue Beetle is the exact same way. The Scarab tech is essentially a Green Lantern ring in the form of like a bio suit that is attached to your body. It can create any kind of technology imaginable, and with the purpose of countering any ability that it comes into contact with. Like if it fights a Kryptonian, it fought Supergirl, and it just went kryptonite radiation, and you're fucked. It can absorb magic from magic users. It can. Why
is it the anti-everything technology?
It is literally the anti-everything technology, and it has some stuff that I'm not going to get into yet, but I want to get into because it's fucking insane. It is just not going to be able to, like, okay, I forget the name of that alien. It's actually my favorite alien, I think. It's the one that can like hack into technology, like absorb tech and hack into it, which maybe Ben could use that to beat Blue Beetle.
Is that Upgrade?
And the
Because
Scarab.
everybody keeps talking
Upgrade.
about
Upgrade. I love Upgrade.
Yeah.
OMAC Prime, which is essentially an advanced Amazo. It's like an android that can copy the abilities of all of the superheroes that it comes into contact with, did the exact same thing. It absorbed the Scarab. Jamie then controlled the Scarab from within OMAC Prime.
I do want to real quick point something out.
And
real quick,
him.
sorry.
Yeah.
I got to interrupt you. We are saying his name wrong. I've realized I've been misspelling his name the whole time. It is Jaime. I thought it was Mie.
Oh,
yeah, it's
right.
Jaime.
Gotcha. Yeah, Jaime. Yeah. Upgrade. Yeah. Okay. So Jaime. Thank you for the correction. Yeah. So something like that wouldn't work. You can counter hacking technology and then rehack tech that is even more advanced than that. What's the one that absorbs energy and can do that? He can absorb energy too. In fact, he can counter energy absorption from characters like Livewire, who's powerful enough to hurt Superman. And from other Reach tech. There's just a lot of feats that I'm going through in my head. So if I
okay, so I know this is counter to your point, but for the sake of me, what fucks with Blue Beetle?
Like what fucks with Blue Beetle?
Because it seems like he has a solution to literally everything. So there's got to be something.
That is its purpose. It's a Swiss Army knife. The counter is usually Jamie himself being like at the start of the story being untrained, but even that doesn't really matter because the Scarab can control his body and operate without his direct command.
That's what I wanted to ask. Is it sentient? Like it is designed to protect him?
Yeah, it's a sentient computer. It's not really, I don't think it, at least the implication I got from the story that I saw when it first meets him, at least, it does not like Jaime. It is like a warrior thing, and Jaime is like not a killer. So it's kind of like annoyed. It doesn't like being held back by him. But in his first appearance, Mike, could you bring up? This is like when Jaime first gets the suit. Jaime, could you bring up image 4?
Here we go.
So scarabs are apparently so fucking traumatic to Green Lanterns that upon first seeing one, the Ring went ballistic and drove Guy Gardner fucking like bloodthirsty to kill Jaime, and he is just withstanding like a full power blast from Guy Gardner. This is like right after Jaime gets the suit on for the first time. Guy Gardner was like literally going pants shitting with rage to try and kill him. He says, "I will kill you."
Liam.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of dramatic buildup? Why didn't you save this for the end?
Ben, this is the dramatic buildup.
Yeah,
this is the least impressive one.
I think we did the boots too early.
Yeah. Let's talk about the time that he fought Bart Allen, an alternate future Bart Allen, who I guess became the Reverse Flash. This is like when he became evil or something. Could you bring up image 8? If you want to talk about speed or dealing with characters that are really, really fast.
8 images.
There's 11. So Bart Allen, who is a Flash, he looks like Reverse Flash. I had to clarify that.
Yeah, I thought that was Reverse Flash. Okay.
But I guess he's wearing a reverse because he's evil or something. Tries to phase through an energy field, which he can normally do. Flashes can phase through energy fields that are meant to stop them phasing through it. He tries to phase through this one and gets zapped and knocked the fuck out. So Speed Force user counter right there. That's great.
Okay.
In terms of speed,
so he stops him from phasing through the shield.
Yeah, and knocks him the fuck out. Bypassing Speed Force enhanced durability. Could you bring up so in terms of just basic speed scaling, he's a Herald level character. He's fought Supergirl and Wonder Girl. He's fought Green Lanterns. He fought 3 Lanterns at once: a Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner, an Orange Lantern, and a Red Lantern. And the Red Lantern was like a hot lady, and she like tackles him and starts killing him, and then the Scarab goes like analyzing behavior, aroused, and he's like, "No, I'm not. What?" And she's like, "What?" And then he hits her. Could you bring up image 3? This one was nuts. This one was fucking insane. So he's fighting a character that can shoot beams of time. It's hard to at least see from my perspective.
I love
comics. He's blasting him, and he says, "You'll have to move faster than that, faster than time itself." And he says, "Who says I can't, Einstein?" And then he responds, "Please, that amateur could barely understand time travel." And then he reacts to one of the beams of time that is being fired at himself. So he's faster than time.
What?
Which is not entirely inconsistent with another feat that he has, which is I'm going to try to space these out, but could you bring up image 10, Mike? This one is fucking insane. This one's nuts. So
really quick, sorry. Speaking of nuts, Gelatin Man, dude, you gotta chill. Like 50 memberships gifted.
Yo!
Oh my
He had
God,
already done 20 earlier.
Wild.
That's 70.
Oh my God.
Holy crap, dude. Hey, if you just got a gifted membership from Gelatin Man, say thank you. And check out all the stuff that membership has to offer. Wow, dude.
Thank you. So this feat is bonkers, but if you want to bring that back up, I need to explain this. It's a little hard to tell what's going on. So Blue Beetle is fighting the Reach, who are the Empire, the people that created the technology in the first place. And the Reach tech can essentially go intangible and invisible by kind of like dipping into higher dimensional space to make it impossible to attack them. Blue Beetle just goes full on and can actually hop into the bleed. And what the bleed is, it's the space between universes, and it is a higher dimensional space. It's at least 5, as stated in, I think, Multiversity. It can hop into a higher dimension and then hop back into the lower universe at different times, because if you're in a higher dimension, like the time stream is irrelevant to you. So he can essentially time travel and counter like causality. This guy says in the center panel, so not exactly at the same time. He's using the bleed's time dilation to cheat causality. And causality is like the series of events that causes things to happen. So like if you shot me, I'd die. Well, if you shot Jamie or Jaime, he would not die. because he can hop into and out of the universe at different times and attack almost simultaneously in different areas of the universe. So that's just another insane feat. Ben, I'll let you retort because I could keep going, but I'm going to hold off for now.
I think we can all take a little brain break after all that, which is a perfect time to let you know that this show is brought to you by BetterHelp. Getting to know yourself can be a lifelong process, especially because we're always growing and changing. You know what can help? Therapy. Now, I know maybe you don't think you need it, or rather, you don't think you deserve it. After all, therapy is for people who had tough moments in their lives, right? Well, think about that for a second. Has there been something in your life that's felt tough or stressing? Don't compare to other people. This is about you. And I bet the answer is yes. Therapy is all about deepening your self-awareness and understanding, because sometimes we don't know what we want or why we react the way we do until we talk through things. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who can take you on that journey of self-discovery from wherever you are. It's helpful for learning positive coping skills, how to set boundaries, and how to be the best version of yourself. And this sort of thing isn't just for people who have experienced major trauma. You don't need to earn therapy. Anyone can benefit from simply being heard. If you've ever thought about giving it a shot, or just haven't been able to work up the courage to try it for yourself, BetterHelp can be a great first step towards finding your best self. Thanks, BetterHelp. Is there supposed to be a CTA on the end of that, y'all? Because that's where that just ends for me. We love BetterHelp. They've been a long-time sponsor.
We call you to action.
Ben, check the
Is
thing.
supposed to.
This is a fun moment. Sorry about this, guys. I didn't go over the read ahead of time. And I don't have access to it.
Talking about Blue Beetle.
Quick, Ben, tell them what they can do, because I assume that
You can get okay.
Here we go. Tagging out. See, conversation. It's important. Go, Ben.
All right. So you can discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/cast today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/cast. Thank you, BetterHelp.
Thanks, BetterHelp.
Everybody
All right.
needs help, even with ads.
Yep,
You know?
exactly. Thank you, John.
Okay. So I actually might need a little help from oh my gosh, now that all my windows are down. From chat on this a little bit, because I'm trying to remember, is feedback is considered part robot, right? Construct, yes. Okay. He has mechanical parts.
Okay.
You can just scan the scarab. So even if the scarab is more powerful than Ben, and I haven't even talked about Alien X, but even if the scarab is more powerful than anything that Ben has, he can just scan it and then combine it with Alien X, kind of like he does with Atomics, and use both of those ultimate powers against Amy.
The Scarab can actually prevent characters from scanning and understanding it and analyzing it. That's
Since
its
when?
abilities.
Is that... Well, I mean, like,
It can stop mental probes too. It's like this one telepath tried to.
Well,
like,
this isn't a
mentally
mental
probe him.
probe. It is
I know,
an
I'm just saying,
ultimate
just like in
alien
general.
device literally designed to scan any alien it sees.
No, the
Yeah,
Omnitrix
so
scans alien DNA. The Scarab is technology.
It is
And
a
it's-
living technology. I
it
just
is-
looked it up. It is a living technology. That's why I looked at feedback.
Yeah, but
right?
it doesn't have
right,
DNA.
Chat, am I onto something?
How do we know it doesn't have DNA?
It doesn't have DNA. It doesn't have DNA that would be scanned.
Come on.
and also,
it's got to have DNA. It's like a living thing.
Do you know what the Scarab can do? Scan alien technology and replicate it. So it could just scan the
Wow.
Omnitrix and then replicate that and get Alien
then-
X.
Stalemate.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so
no,
they just
Stalemate
don't.
looked better.
They're just the same person by the end of the fight. All right.
Oh, we're not done, Ben. We're not done.
Oh, no.
I'm
I
sorry.
see people in the chat saying he's not mechanical. Is the Constructoid not mechanical in some way? Maybe I'm just not remembering that correctly.
He might just look like because he has like those wires, but that just might be like his antenna. They just look like
I
wires.
could have sworn
they're
there was
saying
like a mechanical
upgrade is
aspect
living
to him.
technology, though. So that might
Upgrade
be what you're
is.
thinking of.
That might be what I'm thinking of. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So okay. Either way, it can scan cyborg aliens, right? So if we could consider the Scarab a cyborg alien, then it could scan it.
Wait, so does
which
he? If he
I
just
think
scans it, could he
fits.
become? He use it?
Yeah. Well,
And the Scarab.
technically, he would become the Scarab.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Scarab is the thing that has all the power anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there ever an instance where the Scarab fights on its own?
Actually, yes, there is. Let's talk about that. Because I figured you were going to bring up Alien X at some point or another. I'll just bring him up. Alien X is a universe level reality warper.
See, I was doing that dramatic build up thing where I was going to be like, I'm going to go through a couple different aliens. I had a whole plan to talk about Upchuck, swallowing.
Let's talk about fucking Upchuck. He sounds useful.
Upchuck swallowed a star. I was going to talk about that.
Oh, there you go.
Accelerate, like can easily move faster than lights, dodge laser beams and whatnot. See, I was going to talk about all this stuff, but then you were like, oh, but Green Lantern, Alien X,
to be fair, man, of the very beginning, like where we go, like that was the lowest one out of all there. The other ones are like he dodged time and steps in and out of reality. Like,
what does that even mean?
Oh, we're gonna
How do you
get to what
quantify dodging time?
Yeah, like, I can throw a watch at you,
That's
and if
the
you
point.
move out of the way, technically, no.
You just hand scale him to other measurable characters.
Like
Well,
that.
I mean,
like that.
Alien X controls time. I mean, also, what's his clockwork? The clock alien
Yes,
controls
Clockwork.
time.
You know who can shoot out tachyons to prevent characters from traveling through time? Blue Beetle.
Why?
Could you bring up image 7, please? Actually, yeah, you can bring it up, but I already said what the information. It's proof that I'm not making this up. I guess that's it.
Oh, also, yeah, for anybody who's joined, we're not going to be spamming the green boot today. It makes it very hard. It's on our mods. So
Yeah.
I know the word time was just mentioned. You're probably itching for it, but
Yeah, so he's fighting Black Beetle, who's a bad guy. And he's like the Shadow the Hedgehog, I guess. And he's trying to travel through time, and he shot out tachyons to prevent him from traveling through time. Also, that bleed thing would be a counter to time travel. It's an alternate kind of time travel, and it makes him immune to causality, which would prevent time travel being used against him. Which is also why I brought it up.
Causality is a
It
crazy
would also
thing
make
to
him
say.
immune to the effects of Alien X, because Alien X has not shown to be able to like reach into a higher dimensional space. He just has operated within the universe, 3 dimensions. Speaking of dimensions, Blue Beetle once pulled in an extra dimensional warship and then brought it into 3-dimensional space. So he actually like reduced its dimensions.
Hang on.
To 3.
The things stop things from traveling through time, but I'm talking about controlling time, reversing time.
Yeah, sure.
yeah, because Tim 10,000 says Clockwork reversing the time bombs that destroyed the multiverse, save one timeline. Technically, he reversed basically a crisis level event.
Yes. So there's a moment where Ben dies or whatever from a bomb that destroys the multiverse, like you said. But Clockwork is able to reverse the entire thing.
Yeah.
So
here's the problem.
That seems different from this situation.
Here's the problem with Clockwork. He is a complete pushover in a fight. He has no like extra speed or strength. He's not a combatant, which is why Ben doesn't usually like use him. He'd prefer to use Alien X.
But Alien X has those powers, so Alien X can just do that too.
Not necessarily.
Why? Tell me why. Why couldn't he do it, Liam?
I don't know. Maybe he could, but he's never shown to be able to do that. Remember, like
he is literally a being beyond the gods who like rule over all of space and time. Like he controls time.
Let's talk about what you just said doesn't make any sense. They're incredibly powerful reality warping beings. Now reality includes
from
time.
Beyond reality itself.
Not from beyond reality.
They control everything.
Let's talk about the limitations of Alien X.
Called.
This is never ever talked about. When Ben uses Alien X to recreate the universe, Ben didn't do that. Elikis and Serena did. He had to ask them. When Ben got control of Alien X fully, he was barely able to fight another celestial sapien, and did ultimately defeat the Galactic Gladiator because he used his powers creatively. But still isn't in like complete control of Alien X's abilities or uses them to their
We're
full
not
extent.
using anti-feats to figure out
how
weak Alien X is.
Look,
when he uses Alien X, he has those
Green
2
Lantern,
with him.
but I didn't. But they don't.
Serena and Belicus are involved with him and grant him the powers of Alien X.
They grant him the powers, but they're not going to. They very rarely help him, and if they do, they just kind of do it on their own.
And in the case of a death battle, that would have to be included.
But the point, the problem.
We're talking about these
Belicus
characters
and
at their
Serena,
maximum potential, so You can't just say, "Oh no, they're not included. That power's not included," because sometimes they don't help him.
That's the point. That's literally its purpose. But we can I'll give you that. I'll give you that. He would be immune to
And
his
Terminator
powers because he can
analysis
hop
is
so
over
correct.
the
He
gracious.
does. By the end of the series, he has full control over the. Like, you're talking about the training arc, basically.
I'm not
So-
talking about the training arc, and no, he doesn't. That's the idea that he has full control over Alien X is not really fully true or explained.
Is it
He just
implied?
He just uses it confidently.
He's
That's
granted
it.
powers as opposed to just standing still when he tries to use it.
Yeah,
Okay.
because when they stand still, it's basically they're debating endlessly. Anyways, hopping into the bleed would make him immune to any of that time manipulation and causality, which is what time is.
Lily Mandragon
in the
says,
first
if we're
place.
talking anti-feats, Blue Beetle is lost to Robin.
That's probably true. That's probably true. Let's talk about who he did fight.
Well, okay, hang on. But before we get to that, I do think we have another sponsor we do need
Yeah,
to give a
run.
shout out to. Specifically, Dead Island 2
Oh,
teamed
yeah.
up with Master and Apprentice.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, sorry, I was going to jump in because I got excited because
ahead.
I got to see it. I love Master and Apprentice. It's one of my favorite shows that Rooster Teeth does. Basically, they recreate cool props and things from video games and television. All this. In this case, they made the flaming baseball bat from Dead Island 2. It's really rad, and Sam got to go play with it, and I'm a little jealous. So he got a little video to tell you about it.
And yes, guys, I see what you're saying. Rook does say
Rook,
he has
who
full
has
control.
absolutely no
Liam.
idea.
Let's
of
play the ad.
confirming that.
I'm not sure if y'all are aware of this, but one of the best shows Rooster Teeth has ever made, Master and Apprentice, in my humble opinion as a arts and crafts nerd at least, and Dead Island 2 have just teamed up to make this awesome thing. A flaming baseball bat that I'm in no way, shape, or form allowed to turn on right now because I'm in a tiny office space, and that's dangerous and stupid. But let me assure you, it does go on fire. It is freaking sick. You can see the entire video about how they made this awesome thing. I'm sure there's a link in the description, but you can also check the other link in the description, which should take you to Dead Island 2, which comes out April 21st, today if you're watching this on YouTube now. And it's freaking awesome. What can you say? You get to take weapons like a baseball bat, a hammer, a mace, sword, or whatever, and turn them into awesome zombie beaten sticks like this, and just, lay waste to hordes of undead, and who doesn't want to do that? So, check out a great video, check out a great video game. What more could you ask for? It's a pretty good, double hitter right here. Just go look at them. They're in the description. They're both awesome. And if you don't, I'll be really upset with you because this thing is freaking sick. Okay? Anyways, now I'm going to go out in my yard and swing it around and look like an idiot, but it will be fun. So, bye.
I can't believe Sam was willing to bring the flamethrower baseball bat into the Hall of Shoes.
Dude, I'm sitting here being like, oh, like Sam, he went to the office and like filmed it in our, hangar, right? And then I was not expecting that he took it home.
Yeah,
Like-
not at all.
Because I can assure you,
Sam-
that does set on fire quite well. But if you guys are watching this live, you can't watch the video yet. Master Apprentice goes up on, I believe, Friday. I think it's Friday. So by the time this is out
Sam-
on YouTube, just make sure you guys go check it out.
Sam's in the chat, I think. Sam, are you still alive?
Yeah. He's just
Are your
waving
shoes
this thing
okay?
around with like near all the flammable shit, and it's just like
Okay. Where were we? Oh yeah,
Mike-
Alien X just completely sweeps.
Mike, could you bring up
The
image
end.
1? Are you familiar with a character that we've had on this show before, Ben, called Dr. Fate? This is not
Oh,
Boo.
Oh, kind
And
of.
this is
I've
Blue
heard of
Beetle
him.
effortlessly
Oh, boy.
overpowering him. Could you bring up the next one, Mike? Image 2.
what is this form?
This is the Scarab.
Why is he buff?
It had Jamie's
Or
it had
chubby?
Jamie's soul removed from him,
Jaime.
so his body is still in there. Jaime, sorry, fuck you,
I'm gonna vote against you if you keep calling
know,
him
right?
Jamie.
Great, fantastic. Next one, image 2, and then defeats him.
He-
The Blue Beetle, aside from being designed to fight universe-level reality warpers like Green Lanterns, who have weapons that run on willpower and imagination, can do this consistently. He was also able to defeat Omak Prime and take hits from him, who beat Captain Atom, he absorbed the powers of Captain Atom. Captain Atom, of course, memorably brought up in the Ben 10 versus Green Lantern Q&A, could recreate a universe in a nanosecond, which is 6 billion times more powerful than the Alien X feat. Let's talk about the most insane thing. And this is
Just
like
pausing you
in a
super quick
throwaway
because
panel.
I come to my
Yeah.
camera real quick, Mike, if you don't mind. Gelatin Man, are you okay? Like, please do not put yourself in financial jeopardy. Thank you for the other 10 subs. That's 80 subs that you have gifted today. You better be able to afford this. don't put yourself in financial jeopardy. Thank you for all the support. Okay, we can go
Delta
back.
Man, I'm curious now about your opinion on this in the chat. Let me know. Whose side are you on right now?
So backing up just a little bit,
Yeah.
did Black Beetle or does Black Beetle have a scarab? Was that like scarab versus scarab there?
Black Beetle? I assume.
Yeah.
I actually don't know. I'm just literally just looking at the name Black Beetle. I'm assuming it is a different Scarab character.
Okay.
Yeah, the ability to
'Cause-
time travel.
Yeah, because just going down that train of thought of like if
Oh,
Ben can
right,
scan it and then it's scarab versus scarab, they've been able to defeat each other at some point. And then you have Ben, who is like a seasoned, skilled like fighter versus Amy, who's like not apparently, right? Like that's kind of
He
the
is- he
weakness
is
you
now.
mentioned.
That was a weakness at the beginning, but he's a
Okay,
skilled
not
seasoned
anymore.
fighter now.
I see a couple of people in the chat mentioning the sword. There is a moment where the alien that can create weapons out of Ben's DNA. He's not an Alien X form. He instead creates a sword out of Alien X's energy, essentially, that is able to split what is generally considered to be a fifth dimensional barrier. This is kind of what I was talking about before with like those gods that kind of oversee anything. Prove that he was more powerful than those, and that was just like a fraction of Alien X's power. But that does reach those kinds of levels that are like beyond just a normal universe that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And like, so it doesn't matter if Captain Atom can remake a universe when Alien X can reach levels beyond a single universe.
Okay. Blue Beetle, I guess I should clarify that Dr. Fate can battle characters that can destroy the entire multiverse, like the Spectre. And that's specifically
Who
Nabu
did
without
that,
a
Paul?
host.
I don't know.
Who
Not
fought
me.
who fought the Spectre, who can recreate the. We want to get into high end scaling. We can get into fucking high end scaling. Personally, I haven't
Have we
seen
not
that
been
feat.
doing that this whole time?
Y'all are talking
No,
about
we
cutting
haven't.
through dimensional reality
Let's,
and stepping in and out of causality.
The bleed is also
Oh my
the bleed is
God.
also at least 5 dimensions. Realistically, it's probably infinitely dimensional since it reaches all the way up to the Speed Force wall. It's at least like with something like 130,000 dimensional because there's like this snowflake that exists within it that has 130,000 something dimensions, but it's probably infinite.
I'm sorry. I have to interrupt you in your snowflake.
That's great.
Ben 10 Ben's is almost at 50%.
Yeah,
like
they're
dead-
going-
like tied. I love it.
That's great.
Excellent.
Let's
I
bring
don't
up
know who put the pull up, but it's great.
let's bring up the one I wanted to talk about this whole time. Image 5, Mike. We're gonna keep this up for
Okay.
a while.
Oh,
So
boy.
these are some weapons that this is just like a side panel where I think by context I think it's just like a gag where it's just like he's like fighting some basic criminals or something and it gives the Scarab is giving him options, right? And he's like option 1, large hadron accelerator, potentially fatal. And he's like, no, not that one. I don't want to kill them. Option 2, strong force disruptor, fatal. No, please. Option 3, implicate order annihilation field, fatal potential, theological implications. Now, let's start with the first one. Large hadron accelerator. It shoots out I'm assuming it shoots out high speed particles that go near the speed of light, like a particle accelerator, large hadron collider, and it's like a nuclear bomb gun, right? It shoots you with radiation. Okay. Whatever.
Not a ton, yeah, because it says potentially fatal. Like
Potentially fatal. Not a lot. Option 2, strong force disruptor. This one's a little crazy. Do you know what the strong force is? It's one of the 4 fundamental forces of the universe. Strong force, weak force, gravity, and I'm forgetting the fourth one. But the strong force is what binds quarks together in protons, and it's also what holds protons and neutrons together. It's what holds atoms together. So if you have a strong force disruptor, you are disrupting the ability for subatomic particles to hold themselves together. Instant death gun. Okay, great. Implicate order annihilation field. I looked up what implicate order is. It's a real thing.
okay.
It's a real thing. From Wikipedia, I'm going to go a couple of quotes. Implicate order and explicate order are ontological concepts for quantum theory coined by theoretical physicist David Bohm during the early 1980s. What does ontological mean? Ontology is the philosophical study of being and existence. It's like, what am I? Who am I? Okay, we're getting into... They are used to describe two different frameworks for understanding the same phenomenon or aspect of reality. In particular, the concepts were developed in order to explain the bizarre behaviors of subatomic particles, which quantum physics describes and predicts with elegant precision, but struggles to explain. Specifically, the theory of the implicate order contains, and I'll explain what this means, it's a lot of big words, contains an ultra-holistic cosmic view. It connects everything with everything else. In principle, any individual element could reveal, quote-unquote, detailed information about every other element in the universe. The central underlying theme of Bohm's theory is the, quote-unquote, unbroken wholeness of the totality of existence as an undivided flowing movement without borders. Another big quote, and I swear to God, I'll explain what this means. In the enfolded or implicate order, this is another explanation for what implicate order is, space and time are no longer the dominant factors determining the relationships of dependence or independence of different elements. Rather, an entirely different sort of basic connection of elements is possible, from which our ordinary notions of space and time, along with those of separately existent material particles, are abstracted as forms derived from the deeper order. What this essentially means is the implicate order is a hypothesized, like, theoretical explanation for the connection between subatomic particles that can't be explained by our ideas of space and time. It's like it's essentially a deeper, more fundamental set of laws of reality that we are presently incapable of understanding. Because you can have subatomic particles that have relationships with one another and are affected, even though they are across the universe from one another in different points in time, thousands of years apart, and they still are impacted by one another. What this means is, it is basically talking about the fundamental laws of reality.
Sorry, real quick, Toys for Life. I like your funny words, Magic Man.
And Jaime has a field that annihilates that. It annihilates the fundamental laws that bind the universe together at a level more fundamental than space and time. No shit! The implications of that are theological! And that was a gag. That was a little joke that was thrown out there. Fuck Alien X. It's getting wiped from fucking existence.
Sorry, what did you say?
It can undo the theory of God.
Can you repeat that?
I said Alien X is being defeated.
Okay, so counterpoint. Hey, we have a little video to show you guys about season 10. I think you guys are going to be excited to see it. But before we show it, I'm going to bring up a poll. And if you vote for Ben Tennyson, then we'll show you the video. If you don't vote for Ben, I'm sorry, I can't.
No. We haven't even done community answers.
I'm sorry, we can't.
If you vote for Blue Beetle, I'll tell you all of the episodes in season 10
after we'll show you the video.
I'm a fan.
Hey, it's got a little bit of a sneak peek about Josh's episode that he's directing. It'll be pretty cool to see. You should vote for Ben 10 so you can see the video.
I also have power here, and I can also call for the video to be played.
No, Chad, no. I can go into the back end of YouTube and end the stream before it happens.
Don't you dare! I'll get it. I'll tweet it out. We have integrity here, Ben.
Oh shoot, look at that. 53% of the votes go to Ben 10.
I'll tell you all of the season 10 episodes after you vote for Blue Beetle if Blue Beetle wins.
No, don't. Okay, let's go ahead and share that video. It's pretty cool.
East, West, and Boomstick. All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities. The winner is... It's time for a death battle!
Make sense. Oh, what fun is there in making sense?
Welcome to the Hall of the
That was
Mountain
hype.
King. Season 10 is almost upon us.
Man, DJ loves classical music. That's what I've learned from
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
Hey, it works really. I think I've used Hall of the Mountain King on a trailer before. It's really good.
It's
The
great.
classic.
Yeah.
Song.
Yes. As Chad mentioned, DJ put that together. If you don't know, DJ just joined us he's been a researcher and more recently a writer for the show, and now he's editing as well. He's just a jack of all trades for the show. So thanks to DJ for putting that together. Excited to show you guys his work on the episodes of Death Battle proper. He's kind of kicking a lot of ass. It's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
Just like Alien X kicks the
the Beetle man.
Couldn't even think of his name. Didn't even think of his name because you know how untrue that is. Essentially, Blue Beetle is a being capable of fighting, well, Green Lantern level opponents, Dr. Fate level opponents,
So what
Captain
you're
Atom level
saying
opponents. Starro amped by 5 Sinestro Core rings. 5 Lantern rings at the same time, powered by a Justice League Soloer without the fucking Lantern rings. He's more powerful than Alien X. He's faster than Alien X, and he has the same sort of reality-denying, fuck you, die weapons that.
So what you're saying
Alien X
is
has. Yeah.
that when we bring up the actual vote, because that was a joke, or was it? When we bring up the actual vote, if people vote for Blue Beetle, they'll essentially be agreeing with that older episode of Green Lantern versus Ben 10. But if they vote for Ben 10, they will disagree with that episode.
Wow.
I think most people agree that Green Lantern does white. Like,
Bold of you to assume.
I will say that, like,
I've observed this.
Ben always likes to say, you know, it's their job to argue for the character to win by any means necessary. Never has that statement been more true. Ben is pulling out every dirty trick in his arsenal.
I said I would tell you the season lineup after I
Well, unfortunately, that goes against NDA, so I'm not sure if that's even part of your arsenal. So, all right.
I didn't say when after.
40 years from now.
Yeah, probably
William's like, hey, you guys want to know what season 10 is?
I'll recite it from memory.
You probably could. You probably could. Okay. Oh yeah. If you guys weren't in our last fireside chat, we had a crazy event with the memorize. That was fireside chat, right?
Yeah.
When Liam just like ran through a full season, like season 2 of.
I think we're gonna post it on social. I asked Embu to grab it.
Yeah,
we did post it.
We did.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Also,
go and
new
check that
members
out.
can go check it out right now. Check out the whole thing.
Yeah. He just had the entire season 2 memorized, which is, I think, our longest season. It's crazy. I don't remember half the episodes that were in season 2.
With the like, oh, this was actually supposed to be next, but then y'all swapped it, and we were like, what? And then he was
don't
right.
remember that.
That happened twice. Yeah. It was insanity. It was one of the craziest things.
All right. So we're going to get to the vote in just a little bit. Before we do have one more sponsor to talk about. This is a big sponsored show, which is awesome. Let's talk about Factor. This episode is sponsored by Factor. This spring, you need nutritious, convenient meals to energize you for warmer, active days and keep you on track reaching your goals. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and tackle everything on your to-do list. Frankly, I don't know if you guys know this about me. I don't really like to cook. I kind of hate it. I mean, sometimes it works fine, but I just get kind of impatient when I'm smelling the food and like, I just kind of want to eat this now. So having a ready meal is always ideal for me. And with Factor, you can skip the trip to the grocery store and skip the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes. So all you have to do is heat and enjoy. Then get back to going outside, or more likely, get back to playing Tears of the Kingdom, because we're all about to do that for the next month, right?
That's an extra good sell. More game time. Yeah.
More game time. But cut back on the takeout with more than 34 chef-prepared flavor-packed options, including everything from keto to calorie smart to vegan to protein plus. Head to factormeals.com/cast50 and use the code cast50 to get 50% off your first box. Pretty good deal. That's code CAST50 at factormeals.com/cast50 to get 50% off your first box. Thank you very much, Factor. All right, let's get...
See, I love cooking, but man, do I love when ingredients are prepped for me. That is.
Let's get the actual vote going. Who wins, Ben 10 or Blue Beetle?
Ben, you sound so excited.
It is up. And we're going to get started with our votes. But first, we're going to start with the community answers. Yes, let's go ahead and bring up the first one.
Round 1, fight, says, you guys are playing with fire having been here. Blue Beetle / Scarab is from a species that are sworn enemies with Green Lanterns, the same kind of boot stompers that beat Ben in the first time. Not to mention the Scarab is just as versatile, if not more so, and can adapt to anything Ben throws at him. Jaime beats Ben black and blue. Ha ha ha. Also, I saw somebody say earlier that Black Beetle was Ben was Jaime from the future.
I swear. Oh. Wow. Another Ben 10 similarity. Interesting. I swear I did not know Blue Beetle was like an anti-Green Lantern.
I know, that's why
we were
so
going
funny.
to this. That's surprising to me. I'm not familiar enough with Blue Beetle, especially the Jaime Blue Beetle to have known exactly how this is going to go.
Blue Beetle's one of those characters, same for me. It's like just gap in my comic knowledge. Like literally probably have read nothing with him, but it's one of those characters I see tossed out and people who know the character love the character. So like,
yeah.
Honestly, the new trailer just looks dope. So we were like, Blue Beetle in a Death Metal cast. Let's try it.
I like
so
his character concept behind him, that he's not like, you would think that there have been 3 Blue Beetles. There was the one from like the Golden Age, which was Dan Garrett. Then it's Ted Kord, who was the inspiration for Owlman and Watchmen. And then there was there's Jaime. The idea is that Jaime isn't a successor to Ted Kord, the one that everybody knows, the one that's friends with Booster Gold. He's a successor to Dan Garrett, because Dan Garrett found the Scarab they took a Golden Age concept and then explained like, oh, it isn't just this magical sort of thing that he found in the desert. It's this piece of crazy fucking alien technology, and Jaime has all of its power, as opposed to Dan, who had only a little bit of it.
Oh,
so they kind of like they're kind of like bringing in an old Golden Age character and making him relevant.
I guess all I had known before was Ted Kord, just because of I'm a Booster Gold fan.
Yeah.
But all right. Well,
next answer.
So Blue Beetle's pretty cool, but obviously this answer about Ben 10 is gonna be
everything,
right? Let's go ahead and bring that up.
Here we go.
Oh, it's Dude Blade X who's in the chat right now. All right. Even if Ben wasn't allowed to use Alien X, there's nothing stopping him from using feedback to steal all of Beetle's power. Way big to step on him, or clockwork to pull at time, huh?
That's what I'm saying. I think there's plenty of aliens
Livewire
that can counter
power. And then Blue Beetle reversed that.
They can still counter specific aspects of what Blue Beetle's throwing at him.
Blue Beetle
and he can just switch between them. And obviously,
Beetle's power is countering all of it at the same time. You can't counter the
counter. You guys buying this shit? All right. All right. Let's get to the community page poll. The first vote.
Oh, you broke Liam.
Anyone buying this shit?
Ben 10 wins the first vote.
Wow.
Massively.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
I mean, appropriately. Look at that. 82%. I think that's a little low.
Fucking chip on its shoulder. This community has.
You buy this shit? All right. All right. Let's get to to our votes though. So let's start with Chad. Chad, do you want to piss off the Ben 10 community?
Stop it. You get off my shoulder, devil. Be gone with you.
The Ben 10 fans are here for you, Chad.
Here's the thing.
They will support you if you support them.
This has nothing to do with the Ben 10 fans or anything along those lines. I thought Liam did one of the best jobs he's ever done arguing for a character on the show. He had receipts. He brought up so much things. He looked into the deeper meanings of stuff, like on a character that he didn't know. So Liam, I am in awe of you, sir. Congratulations. You get my vote.
Thank you, Chad. I appreciate that.
That's fair. That's fair. You clearly spent a lot of time looking into this character.
Like an hour.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Josh,
Yeah.
what are you thinking? You look like you're deep in thought.
Yeah, I'm just grateful that I'm here for the last episode of Death Battle Cast. It was nice you guys bring me on. This is great. Chill, you know. Here's the thing: it's with our last answer. That's what I was thinking anyway. You know, if Ben can scan the Scarab and have all the powers of the Scarab, then it's Scarab versus Scarab. And
I briefly
Scarab
mentioned
and
it, but he
Scan.
is able to combine the powers of Alien X with other aliens. Atomic
there you
X is
go.
specifically Atomics and Alien X combined.
Josh,
Yeah, so
remember, the Scarab can block people from scanning it and can scan things itself. So it would just scan and copy the Omnitrix and give itself an Alien X.
The
as well.
Omnitrix can block people from scanning it.
No, it can't.
Probably.
And it can hack technology, even technology that's like super advanced, higher dimensional tech. I don't know. You can do whatever you want, Josh.
All right.
Do it however you want. I'm just saying.
I think I'm gonna keep it interesting. I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna go Ben.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
2-1,
Okay.
2-1, and then we leave it up to chat.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go. 2-1. 2 votes for Ben. 1 and Ben. And
I'm actually not gonna look at the. I'm not gonna look at
1
the
vote
chat.
for Blue Beetle. You're not
I
gonna
think
look.
Ben
You're not
won.
gonna look.
I think Ben won the
Okay.
vote. Some people were mad. They said that I was. They're like, Liam, you're lying, and I was like,
Well, all right.
Okay.
Before we wrap up this vote, I do want to say I am very impressed
Copium.
with your deep dive into Blue Beetle, given
Thank
how
you.
little time we had
Yeah.
to do this. Because I didn't we were like, season 10's coming up, y'all. We're busy as shit.
We're pretty busy.
True.
So I was not expecting I didn't bring any images to show off because I didn't have time to find anything.
Yeah, it's
So
also video.
I figured we would be able to just kind of shoot the shit for this one, and you came at this hard, much harder than I expected. So
Thank you for not bringing up the Soda Bro effect. Not because I didn't have a counter to it, but because no one knows what it actually. No, whatever.
Yeah. Well, there's obviously like I said at the beginning of the cast, there's obviously a million
Nothing
and
to
one
do with
other
Alien
things
X.
to talk about, and I think I know this is a controversial idea, but I would love to bring Ben 10 back into Death Battle. I think there are a lot of different matchups that would be very interesting with Ben Tennyson, as well as other Ben 10 characters.
Yeah.
Blue Beetle is clearly an interesting character to bring into Death Battle. I don't know if this is the matchup to do it with. Maybe. It's entirely possible we missed something. In fact, it's likely we missed a lot.
Yeah.
But that's not what Death Battle Cast is for, per se. So I am very curious to know what you all think of this matchup specifically. And if not this matchup, what kind of matchups would you want to see Blue Beetle and Ben Tennyson go into Death Battle for otherwise?
I thought it was pretty
But-
close until I heard about the destroying theology.
Well, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up this poll. We
you
have-
gotta be.
The final vote from chat is Ben 10 with 53% of the vote,
It's pretty good.
Which
I'm
means-
proud of that. I'm proud of that.
which does mean that, yeah, you
I lost.
you
Yes. I know.
but you did gain 30% of the vote. Yeah,
Yeah.
about 30% of the vote.
Yeah.
From compared to the community poll.
Yeah.
But that also means people disagree with the old episode. Uh-oh.
Maybe we should. Maybe that's the popular will that we should do Ben 10 versus Green Lantern again. What do you guys think?
No.
You want to reanalyze
No.
that? Maybe it'll change. Maybe
No.
maybe Ben will win this time.
We
Who
can't.
knows?
No, it's got to be
Who
something
knows?
else.
You want to take that? You want to take that dice roll? You want to do that? I won't do any research. Well, I'll
Just separate yourself from the
I won't
episode.
even. You know what? I would love to write it, but I won't be part of the debate in any
No,
way, shape, or form.
I still really like that episode, so I wouldn't want to redo it. But anyway, I'm sure Chad and I will have plenty to talk about when we get to that.
Scared.
We'll
the
probably bring you
Revisited.
on for the revisited. Yeah, we'll probably bring you on for that one, Liam.
Nice.
Yeah, that should be fun. It's going to be a while until we get to that one, though. We're going
Yeah,
through
that
every
was-
single episode.
That was definitely we haven't riled him like that in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I
That was
think
funny.
the team did a really good job with it. So,
Yep.
you know. Either way, hey, thank you everybody for joining us for another crazy ass episode of Death
That was
Battle
fun.
Cast. I hope so. Yeah, I also I am very curious to legitimately, like, I know it might have sounded like a joke, but I'm very curious to see what you guys think of us bringing Ben 10 back to Death Battle or other Ben 10 characters, as well as Blue Beetle. So please let us know in the comments, if you're live in the chat, just wherever else on YouTube. We would love to see it. Again, Ant-Man versus Adam is airing very soon in May, directed by Josh here. We're very excited to kick off season 10. And I think there are some really cool episodes coming up. I don't want to overhype season 10, but
do we want to play the thing again as we close out?
Yeah, we'll wrap it up with the trailer. So let's go ahead and get to that. But as always, be kind to others, be kind to yourself, be awesome, and we will see you next week. Roll that clip.
East, west, and boomstick. All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possible. The winner is... It's time for a death battle!
Makes sense. Oh, what fun is there in making sense?